I've been procrastinating doing this video, and not because of the reasons I normally procrastinate, which is I get lazy, but because it means I'm not going to have any more My Hero for a year or so, at least. You know, it's always extremely sad to like say goodbye to another season of MHA, and knowing that the next time I pick up the show will be the final time I'm watching MHA is exceptionally sad to me. Unless, of course, they do an adaptation of Vigilantes, which I would love because I really liked Vigilantes. But admittedly, I've read Vigilantes, so I wouldn't be getting like new content then. So like this next season will be the end of new MHA content for me, and that would be just exceptionally sad. But regardless, I am excited to watch this episode today. Normally, MHA seasons end with like a sort of, they all go back to the dorm or whatever, and they're all like, we're ready for what's to come, and we're all training, and it's all going to be great. But I imagine that's not going to happen this episode. I remember earlier in this season, like really early in the season, people were saying like, I wonder where they're going to end this, because there's not like a natural ending place like there normally is between seasons. So people were wondering like where they were going to actually place the ending of the season. And so like I wonder, is this gonna be like some major moment is happening and then it goes, well, you see what happens next season? I don't know. But regardless, I've been loving this season. This season has been excellent. Season 7 was genuinely excellent. I loved it. So we're gonna jump into it right now. I'm kind of putting it off because I love this show, but make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account if you want the full-length reaction, as well as you get early access, exclusive videos, lots of other great stuff for both this channel and my Jent Watches One Piece channel. By the way, there's so much content being posted on my Jent Watches One Piece channel right now. This like upcoming week, there's like a bunch of cool videos, so really go check that out. But anyway, here we go. MHA Season 7, Episode 21. Oh, Lord, I forgot that this happened last episode.
This entire time.
I rewatched it 3 times and cried every time.
I know I can't take the place of the League of Villains.
Oh, that delivery of the line.
I needed to tell you how special your smile is.
Lucy Christian is so good at the almost crying thing.
I love you, Zuko.
Oh, man.
In the world.
Oh, whew. It's okay. Shake it off. She did it. Uraraka's all your hero. Oh, just saved.
Fair enough.
Just saved her.
What do you know that?
Hawks doesn't like that he had to do that.
Since you didn't touch those people directly, it's taking a while to release them, isn't it, Ochako?
She's
To
so
let
close to
anybody
death.
know, even as you face your own death.
Oh, God.
My mind and my body don't feel connected.
Oh, my God.
Muscles won't move, but I have to keep trying.
If Toga can drink her
I
blood,
still-
then she can turn into her and then transfuse her
I'll
blood?
give you as much blood as you want. The cutest in the world.
Come on, Toga. Save my
She's
girl.
lost a lethal amount of blood.
Yep, transform into her.
Still, the stuff you said earlier made me so happy.
Oh, hearing Lucy Christian's voice
I said
talking to
before
herself.
that this is a win-or-lose battle for survival.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
To be honest, the only thing I don't want to lose right now is you.
Oh.
Every last drop.
Oh.
I feel warm. But you
Jesus.
If I almost died not too long ago.
No.
Jean ended up saving me.
I was thinking about this exact scene.
Person's quirk. It means my blood's changed into their blood too.
Mm-hmm.
If you had captured me,
Wow, the
come
eyes.
visit my cell and give me blood. Let me close up your wounds. Ochako,
Hearing Toga
the
be
whole point of
sweet.
Your job is to stop, and that makes you a hero.
I love her voice acting right now.
You cared about me, despite who I am, the person who stabbed you. You know what, Ochako? I think you're pretty weird. What you're doing.
Oh my
I can
god.
live my life the way I want to. Can't allow you to put me in prison.
If Toga was on the right
Same way
path,
that you can't let me go free.
these two could have been
That said,
best friends.
whenever you touched me, I felt my heart grow lighter.
Oh.
Some of the hurt went away.
I love the music in the background as well.
War. I don't think I can ignore what's
An
hiding
orchestral
inside
version of
someone's
the ED.
Happier than I could have ever imagined. Thanks, Ochako.
Oh god.
If I'd known this sooner, if I had understood then, maybe I would have wanted to give other people blood. As
Oh.
much as I wanted to drink them.
Oh. Man,
If I'd felt this kind of love earlier,
this makes me want like an alternate
the
universe
world
where
might have been an easier place.
where Himiko's a hero. Oh god.
I'm still Himiko Toga. I live. I'm the girl with the cutest smile in the whole world.
God damn. And now we're gonna go to the All Might stuff, I imagine. Oh. Honestly, the perfect ending to the Uraraka Toga thing, in my opinion.
Me about? A villain.
Is All Might gonna die here? Oh god.
I believe this whelp is actually all for one.
Okay, what's the support
Prediction
items he
hasn't
has?
changed. Then this must be the end.
Is it like a mech suit?
But I am still here.
Oh my god. What the fuck? It is like a mech suit. It's like an Iron Man suit.
That's why I gotta show my face.
Oh my god! The smile!
Meet Armored All Might.
What the fuck? This is so, like, insane.
Power suit, and is his car a support item too?
Holy crap, it's All Might versus All for One again?
That's insane.
You don't have to put everything on the internet! You say that like it's an attack!
What can you do?
Have you chosen?
Who?
Die today?
Did Hatsume make this suit? Who made this suit?
No
Or did
matter how
Melissa
many
Shield
gadgets
make
you've
it?
got, Quirkless human has no way of standing up to power like this.
Oh, I don't know.
I've
All Might Spirit plus this?
This will be a nightmare.
Oh
It's a
god.
desperate move to keep Midoriya from getting interrupted.
Sukauchi
He's
doesn't
going to
believe
steal
he
a
can
few
do
minutes,
it.
Maybe and then we'll have to watch as the former #1 hero is slaughtered.
Oh god.
You already know how this will play out.
Oh my god.
Hercules.
Holy shit!
He's still going.
Oh my god.
Warning. Hercules
It
shield
really is like
down
Iron Man.
66% time.
That's fine by me.
He turned from Superman into Iron Man.
Black Whip.
Oh jeez.
Charge bolt.
So, and he's getting all the names from people he was inspired by.
Studying your patterns since your fight with my
Black
master.
Whip, Charge Bolt.
You always long-range attacks. Weaken your opponent before stealing their
Oh, and
quirk.
he's like Deku, like analyzing
Flaw in
people.
That plan is that it only works against someone who's got a quirk to steal.
I should have known you wouldn't go gently into the night.
Considered what technology I would need, then commissioned Hercules and this power suit. When you defeated me,
It was
I
Melissa
had no
Shield?
choice but to fly off to the United States.
It
I'm the
was!
man there who constructed this form,
Yes!
everything I've
I
ever
love
been
that she's,
given,
like,
and I'm using it against
fully
you.
canon.
I will mold my
I love
fate to
Melissa.
strike down my whole life, I have never once fought, thinking there was even a chance I could lose. Bind him,
He's so
Celebrate.
cool.
Sugar Man!
Sugar Man!
Shoot style!
Shoot style! Oh my god!
Smash!
It's so great how he's inspired by all of the kids.
beating up an utterly helpless young man. An fester inside of you. I'll take advantage of that. It's the only reason we're
This
even
is
fighting
crazy.
each other right now. You would disgust a real demon lord. You're getting wailed on by someone who's quirkless. So
Plus brawn boost. Plus air cannon. Plus
Uh-oh.
rivet stab.
Oh god.
Ball.
Jesus.
what a random combination of attacks.
He's getting desperate.
Proof that my egging him on is getting under his skin.
Yeah.
I'd better keep talking. Auto card, Tsukuyomi.
Cape damaged.
Oh.
Toys can't go beyond their limits. They'll break and you'll lose everything.
He's still
You
smiling.
don't rely on your gear too much.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've seen way too many heroes fall into that trap.
I remember that whole conversation.
Serious. You planned on beating an entire gang with that twig in your hands?
Aw, seeing new Nana content.
Friend.
Oh!
I'll lose nothing by taking a moment to pick up trash!
Oh, Jesus.
What's pathetic?
Oh? Oh? Oh!
Super acid injection.
Super acid injection. Jesus!
You'll suffer! Not too shabby for a piece of trash!
I'm begging you!
You can't protect much, even carrying a big stick.
Not too long ago,
I like how she
my
just
family
floats
was
around.
killed. The place where those who steal from others prevail. Where the sorrow of those who have been wronged turns to hatred.
Oh.
What do you plan to...
I want to make a world where people smile and live happily.
She was shocked
For
by
that
his
to happen,
resolve.
there has to be a symbol.
What kind?
Oh, I love Shimura so much.
One of peace. People still live in fear of what's happened to them. Their hearts are clouded with darkness.
They need something to believe in.
I'll devote myself to this. Because I don't have a quirk.
Oh, man, I love this.
But his path has changed. He's going after All Might!
Oh, Sakuchi. He doesn't want to watch his friend die.
Respiratory system damaged.
Jeez. Is this the rooftop where he met Midoriya?
To become a hero
This
even if I
is.
don't
Oh
have a
my
quirk?
god.
All Might smiled no matter what! That didn't have anything to do with his power!
Oh god.
But I don't want to call attention to it and bring him back to his senses.
Yeah, true. Good.
He must have
Smart.
used his then his rewind exponentially working faster based on how much damage she's
So you need to
taken.
keep doing damage. There's a very finite limit to how much he can regenerate, and it's his age. A maniacal laugh. Oh, this is awesome.
Gotta keep doing my best.
Oh my god. That's, oh my god. Well, you don't have to be inspired by Mineta. We all know you didn't think about him at all. Oh my gosh.
Midoriya.
Oh god, that's so cool looking. I mean, they've been showing that so much, but it's really cool. Oh no. Does he know All Might's about to die?
Hey, let's win this. Young Midoriya.
No, it's... Are you gonna end the season there? Fucking... shit! Really? I have to wait till next year? Okay. What tease could you give us right now? No tease, just this bloody... fucking... Man... Oh, I don't want to have to wait. I don't want to have to wait. I like it so much. What a great episode. I really, really loved that episode. It's crazy because yeah, like they did do a pretty good job at making it feel like a finale, even though I can see what people meant. Like there's no natural place to end the season. So they do kind of like need to end it in the middle of that fight. But they did like do a good job at showing, you know, like there's a classic thing at the end of seasons, they tend to like want to show all of the students and like give like an inspiring moment about all the students, and tying that into All Might's fight is really good, and that does make it feel like a finale. So so they did a good job with what they had in this season. I really like that, you know, in my opinion, Bones' adaptation of MHA, I mean, I haven't read the manga except for I've read some bits that I've already watched, so but I always watch the anime first. But you know, I'm not a manga reader, but I do feel like this is just an incredible adaptation of the series to me. And I think there's a lot of stuff that they do that I feel like is often for the best of the series, you know? Like it feels like they go, okay, what is actually going to work well for the series, and then they do that, which is good, you know? Like, I'm not saying they've never made any mistakes. I certainly know there are a few things in the show that, you know, you could take or leave, or you might not like, or whatever, right? But I feel like a lot of their decisions are like genuinely good for the show. And the decision to make this season 21 episodes and have it end like at that nice point, instead of just rushing the final thing to put it all in one season, is really great. But it's not like they're padding it out either. They're like taking the appropriate amount of time that they need. And every moment was given its own like spotlight and stuff. And like most, if not all, the episodes of the season have like one major climax moment that we've been waiting for a long time in it, like for this season. That was what was amazing about this season, is like every episode it was like, this is the thing that we've been building up, and it's here again, you know, and it's like we've solved it. Anyway, let's talk about the actual episode. Toga and Uraraka, I mean, if that's the end of Toga, if that's the final thing we properly see from Toga, that to me is the perfect ending for that character. Absolutely perfect. I couldn't ask for anything better. Like, I completely get her character. I understand her. We like see how amazing Uraraka is through that. Like, it's I love Uraraka so much. She's my favorite character in the show. One of my favorite characters in anime in general. And like this episode and last episode shows exactly why. Like, this is the effect she could have on people. And this is the sort of emotional, adorable, amazing person that she is. And on top of that, like, Lucy Christian's voice acting. I'm always going to bring it up, but I really think Lucy Christian's voice acting brings that character to life so strongly that, like, it makes me so connected to the character. I will say, in Japanese, she's voiced by, is it Sakura Ayane, I believe? And she is amazing as well. I don't want to act like, oh, I like the English, therefore the Japanese is bad or whatever. I think the Uraraka's voice actress in Japanese as well is also one of my favorite of that cast. Even though I don't really like the Japanese cast overall as much. As I said, I've watched the entire show in both English and Japanese a few times. I like the Japanese cast, and there are some choices that I really, really love. Like, for example, Todoroki as, what's his name? Yuji Kaji, right? Is, like, fucking incredible. And there's, like, so many voices in that's amazing, right? But, like, and so I don't want to be like, oh, you know, Lucy Christian is the only voice for Uraraka or whatever. But truly, Lucy Christian as Uraraka, like, is just absolutely perfect casting. And I wouldn't want to experience the character for the first time any other way. Like, this is it's just, there's something so perfect about her voice and the way that she portrays some of my favorite Uraraka moments. Like, now I would say my two favorite Uraraka moments in the series are the call to her dad after the sports festival, or during the sports festival, and the moment last episode where she's talking to Toga, and like specifically at the very end when she's going like, I know I can't replace the League of Villains for you, but I just wanted you to know, like that, the acting in that, where she is crying and like she's just trying to get these words out. I've talked about this specific piece of advice on this channel before, but not everyone watches all of my videos, so I repeat stuff. So if you watch a lot of my videos, you hear me repeat a lot of stuff. But you know, I'm trained in acting, right? I did acting training all throughout school, like not in school, but outside of school, all throughout while I was at school, school-aged, both primary school and high school, and then even after I did a bunch of acting courses. I was represented by an agent for a while, which I actually stopped being represented by that agent by my choice because I said to them, I don't have time right now, and so like I think we should put a pause on representing me, and then, you know, if in the future I want to come back, then I'll let you know. But anyway, they were amazing. But when I joined up with that agency, they were like, okay, if you could come into this course that we have, that, you know, we're going to teach you some things, but also, you know, we get to see what your skill set is like. And so I went to that course, and it was a good course. It was great. It taught me quite a lot, honestly. Like a lot of the time when I'm thinking about my own acting more recently, I do think back to stuff that I learned in that course. Maybe as much as I think about all of the rest of my acting tutoring combined. But yeah, they did some great stuff there. Anyway, one thing was that this advice wasn't directed at me. It was directed at someone I was in the class with. But there was a thing about a monologue, and it was a very emotional monologue, right? And the person that was acting it was very good at crying, like really, really good at crying. And she like did a monologue, and she was like bawling her eyes out, and it was like intense to watch, honestly. And I was kind of in awe. It makes me feel like inferior sometimes when I'm watching that, because some people, they can just nail the emotional acting and they can like get those tears flooding out, when like I struggle a bit with emotional acting. I would say, like, I think I can do it okay, but I still, you know, I can't like bawl my eyes out generally. But anyway, I'm just gonna say teacher for the purpose of this. The teacher said to her, like, that's really good and you're doing a great job and you really understand this, and was giving her a lot of compliments and stuff. And she was saying, but you know, there's this thing that I've found a lot of the time with acting, is that it's not compelling to watch someone cry. It's just not inherently as interesting. What's compelling is to watch someone try not to cry. And that advice has always stuck with me, and I really, really agree with it, and I really love it, because like having someone crying is impressive and sad, and like sometimes can be perfect for the scene. But man, what, like, some of my favorite moments in media are when the person is holding back tears, and you can hear like they're genuinely trying their hardest to hold it back, and it's just like breaking out. And that's what Lucy Christian is the fucking master of. I love that. So in last episode, when she's like, I know I can't replace the League of Villains, but I just wanted you to know how, you know, precious I think your smile is. Like, she says that, and she's like, the point is, the character is trying to be clear with her words, right? That's what's important. You want the character to sound like she is trying to get these words out, because they're very important words, and she's trying to have them come out, and yet her body isn't letting her. That is like really compelling to me. That's incredible, and I love the way that Lucy Christian does that. Because yeah, when you're crying, when you're like really, you know, like I don't tend to, I know it's shocking to think, because I cry a lot in these videos, but I don't tend to cry much in my real life, right? It's only during media really that I cry a lot. But I do remember sort of the most recent time that I cried, and I was talking to someone. I won't talk about what it was about, but I was talking to someone, and I was like upset about something, and I was just talking normally, you know, just talking like I normally do, and I didn't realize how much this thing that I was talking about upset me. But as I was talking, I started to realize how much it was upsetting me, and then like my throat just stops. It just like closes up as I'm talking, I can't, and then I can't get it out anymore, and I'm like forcing it through, and then like as soon as you like force it through, then you start crying because you can't, like that's all you can really do, like your body can't hold it anymore. So it's something that really happens, and it's so great when I see actors portraying that feeling, because I relate to it a lot, because I don't tend to just go from, you know, being okay or being just neutral to going like I don't do that. When I cry a lot of the time, it is like really held back, it is repressed. So man, I love that. So All Might has armor. So I saw the briefcase, I imagined it was something like that. But yeah, it is some like crazy Iron Man mech suit that he's got. Now, I'm saying this as someone who I have not seen any of the fan reception of this, okay? I didn't know this. I'm actually surprised I was never spoiled on this. I'm surprised I never saw any screenshots, any fan art, nothing of this version of All Might. Normally I see something. So I'm ecstatic that this was unspoiled for me. But I haven't seen any of the fan reception of this. Generally, when a character comes up in a mech suit and they're not Iron Man, then I tend to see a lot of backlash. I don't know if that's the case here, but like for example, Legend of Korra, right? People some people liked the mech suit stuff, but I feel like a lot of fans talked about how the mech stuff was stupid. Or at least the final mech stuff at the end of the series, right? For me, I liked it. I always liked the mech stuff in Legend of Korra. I thought it actually was a good way to evolve, you know, what had been happening there. And I think they did a good job at having the mech stuff, but also have there still be bending stuff involved. Like one of the major final battles was inside the mech suit while they were bending at each other. You know, it wasn't about mech suit versus mech suit or anything. It was still about the bending. So I think they did it nicely. But yeah, people tend to like think that mech suits are like jumping the shark, essentially, of series a lot of the time. So I don't know how the reaction to this would have been. I'm just saying, because I want to unabashedly talk about my opinions on something without being fearful that I'm going to be saying something that the entire world disagrees with, and they're like, what the, you're so off the mark with that. But I really like this. I really like the way that they did this. I think it makes a lot of sense. And I also like that they tied it into his previous conversations of like, make sure you're not reliant on the technology. And the reason I think it's that he's not is because first of all, he made sure the smile was there. That's the best part of the design, to have the smile still visible. That's incredible. I really, really love that they did that, because it adds back the All Might element to it. It feels like only All Might could be in this mech suit, because that smile is important. And even though it's probably a weakness, like he could probably like punch his teeth in or whatever and it would hurt like hell, he could defend that. But to him, the smile is the most important part of being a hero. Like, he knows that. He's told Deku that before. So he needs to keep that smile on the suit. Even though there aren't people around that he's necessarily saving. He is being live streamed though by Aiba. So but yeah, it's like that part of it is really, really cool. And then on top of that, like the spirit required to do all of the shit that he's doing is crazy. Like, he needs to have that spirit. And on top of that, he's using everything he's learned in the series so far. He's using the weaknesses that he knows of All for One. He's using like the knowledge of like what mistakes he's made in the past. And he's using the inspiration of all of the students that he's taught, and he's naming his moves after them. Absolutely fucking awesome. Like, I really, really love that he names all of his moves after his students, or his students' moves, or Deku's moves. Because it shows that he's like really taken in what they've done and been inspired by them, and it's made him a stronger hero. Even though he can't use any of One for All anymore, he still can be, you know, as strong a hero without that power because of what he's learned from them. Plus, the other thing that I love about this is fucking Melissa Shield made it. Amazing. For them to bring back Melissa Shield, a semi-canon character, one that I've wanted them to like properly bring back. I like the movies a lot. All three movies so far. I haven't seen Your Next yet, right? But all 3 movies so far, in Two Heroes, Heroes Rising, and fucking World Heroes Mission. I really liked all of them, right? Heroes Rising is my favorite one, followed by Two Heroes, I guess, and then World Heroes Rising. Although, admittedly, I think I've only seen World Heroes Rising twice, and I've seen the other ones like 3 or 4 times. But yeah, no, they're all, I think they're all really fun, good movies. But every single time those movies ended, I thought, man, I know that these that what their idea is these movies technically happened, but they're never gonna mention it again. And that always made me very sad, because I thought, like, the thing about these movies is they get you really drawn in and emotionally attached to these characters, so much so that you think like, well, these events are now really important in these characters' lives. And then when they don't ever mention them again, it feels like, well, were they important to them, or did they not care? Which is always really sad, you know? Like when you end, when you have like World Heroes Mission or whatever, where he says goodbye to, I can't remember his name, Rhodey or something. He says goodbye to him, and it's a like very, it's a very nice moment, between them. And then it feels like, okay, well, Deku's going to be like really, really good friends with him and want to talk to him all the time and stuff. And then we never talk about him again. It's really sad. I mean, we saw the characters from World Heroes Mission in one of the scenes of like everyone watching and stuff. That's really nice. And I love that they added that in, because that's a good way to like add those in without actually having them affect the story. But I just really wanted there to be some consequence of the movies to be felt within these, right? But this season has done that a couple times. I mean, people were mentioning how in the Bakugo quote-unquote death scene, where he sees the vestige of All Might, and people were saying like, well, there's no reason he should know what the vestige of All Might is, because only Deku has seen the vestige of All Might, unless there's still a little bit of One for All residing in Bakugo after what happened in Heroes Rising. It makes a lot of sense. And so, like, in a way, you know, it does actually tie into the effects of that that movie. And I think that that's a cool way to tie it in as well. But man, like, Melissa Shield, I've been thinking, like, she seems like the perfect person. I mean, I wanted her to make all the equipment for Deku and stuff. But it was like, yeah, she seems like the perfect person to be like making equipment and doing all of this awesome stuff, and yet we just don't get to see her very often. But they did say earlier, they said last season, Deku had some gauntlets, and they were like the ones from the movie, and they said they ordered them from America, so the implication is that they ordered them from Melissa, which is great. That's really good. But I wanted like straight up a moment. Just give me the actual character doing something actually in the moment. And they did it in this episode. He says, hey, I ordered this from America, and they show Melissa Shield fully on screen. Not like the back of her head, not like a little bit. They just show her. Just unabashedly going like, if you didn't watch the movie, you can just be confused. It's fine. You know, because I think that's the thing that they're scared of. They don't want the movies to be required viewing, and they don't want people who don't watch the movies to go like, hang on, what's happening? Did I miss something? What's happening? I don't understand this, right? They don't want people to be doing that. For me, fuck them. Like, it's not fuck them as in, like, I don't want them to be completely left behind, but you can give them 5 minutes of being confused. That's fine. Because what you do is you create a stronger universe in my mind by having, by bringing these characters back into the fray. And you can do some flashback stuff. Flashback to the movies, you know? Just be like, if you know, you can just say like, oh, this is Melissa Shields, she helped me, whatever, and then show some flashbacks to the movie. And then if people who haven't seen the movie, they'll see those flashbacks and they'll go, okay, I kind of get what's going on. They went to America and she helped them out. I get it, you know? And that would be great. Oh, man. But anyway, the point is, I'm so glad they put her in there. I really am. I think that's a awesome thing to tie in to this episode. And man, this is a great season. It was so good. I mean, it had so much stuff that I'd been waiting for, that I'd been wanting. This show has still not gotten bad, as has been claimed by certain subsections of fans. Next time we will have the final season, in which I have heard very mixed reviews on the final season. A lot of people on the final part of the story or whatever. A lot of people saying MHA has a bad ending. I do not trust those people yet. I'm going to be making up my own decision, because so far people's opinions on My Hero have tended to kind of suck. Just overall. I mean, you know, you're entitled to your own opinions. But I really don't see any merit in a lot of the criticisms people have had over MHA over the years. So I'm going to be waiting until I see the final season, until I see the final episode, and see how it wraps up, and see what I think about it. It is possible that I'm not a big fan of it. I think it's pretty unlikely overall. Like, I also tend to not weight the ending of a series too heavily on the overall scale. I feel like some people can't help but have their recency bias destroy them, like absolutely annihilate them. The ending is an ending, and that's, you know, that's fine, but it's not the ending really, especially for a long series like this. The ending is such a small piece of what it is. Now, if it's a movie, I would say the ending is pretty important, because that's like a third of the movie. Right? It's like a pretty significant chunk, and generally with a script in a movie, all of the lines are leading to that ending, right? But in a TV show, there's so many different lines. I mean, imagine that all for one image that he often uses, where he's like, I've got all these plans and I'm accounting for all of these plans, and if one plan doesn't go the way I want it to, then I just abandon that and jump to a new plan. Like that image of all of the lines, that's what a TV show looks like. Those are all the plot lines, like, going intertwined, and some of them stop and some of them keep going, and some of them cross over each other and then like stop together or whatever. And it happens constantly in TV shows. There's a lot to love. This is why I love TV shows. It's not all reliant on like a single line. When movies, I feel like, are like one or two lines intertwining, and then they come together at the end, and you have to see whether or not you like how they came together. So, all this to say, even if MHA had a terrible ending, like, it to me is an amazing show. And so, like, I don't feel like I'd be like, oh, it ruined what I liked about the show or whatever. I might just be like, oh, I didn't like that. That kind of sucks. But oh well, you know, it was a show that did right by me 99% of the time. What, I'm gonna be that mad that it had one stumble? I mean, not one stumble. There are a few stumbles in MHA. I don't want to act like it's a flawless show, but like, in terms of how I feel about the show, there's never been a point where I've been watching the show and haven't been like, I love this show. Like, it's really, really important to me. So, like, Horikoshi, no matter what, you've earned a bad ending. I feel like I trust that you're going to give me a good ending, but you've earned a bad one. That's how much I respect him as a writer. And a character designer, and an artist, and everything. And how much I appreciate Bones and their adaptation of this show. Despite, you know, again, making some decisions that I wish they might not have made or whatever, I still believe they did an incredible adaptation of this show, and I can't wait. I can't wait for the next season. Oh, man. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Make sure to support this video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.